Okay, so good morning, everyone. Once again, my name is Zdeněk Bayer. I am CEO and co-founder of DataCruit, which is one of the leading recruitment technology provider in the region. Let me do a short opening. I'm really happy to be here with my inspiring guests and speakers for today's webinar. Jana Smolíková from Deloitte and Matthias Wolf from Firstbird. The employee referral program is considered one of the best and effective recruitment strategies, and we are here today to share a real experience, how a good employee referral program can positively impact your future hires into your organization. Let me start, let me introduce our speakers. I'll start with Jana Smolíková. I know Jana for almost 3 years. Jana is working as an HR project manager at Deloitte. We cooperate together, I think, since 2018 when Jana joined Deloitte. I think she's doing a great job for Deloitte. Deloitte is, by the way, the winner of the last Recruitment Academy Awards in a category of Employee Program of the Year. And Jana was heavily involved in this project. So I asked Jana whether she would be open to share the Deloitte experience with others, and she said yes. So it was fantastic news for me. And Jana, thank you for joining us today. The other speaker is Matthias Wolf. He's Chief Communication Officer and co-founder of Firstbird, which is a leading employee referral program globally platform. I would like to mention that DataCruit and Firstbird are integration partners, which means that our DataCruit applicant tracking system is fully integrated with Firstbird in terms of automatic posting of open job vacancies, import of applications back to the ATS, and sharing the feedbacks on candidates back to the talent scouts. Finally, let me say just a few words about DataCruit. DataCruit is an applicant tracking system, or maybe better expression would be actually candidate relationship management system. Because it's not about just about the applicant tracking anymore. It's much more than that. We are trusted provider by HR teams and customers in 9 countries and by more than 1,000 users, which are active on our platform every month. We focus mainly on 4 pillars or 4 areas. It's sourcing of candidates. So we are not only focused on the inbound recruitment, but mainly outbound recruitment. So things like how to find and attract the candidates on the market. So things like candidate matching and LinkedIn plugin, for example. The other pillar is team collaboration, but not only the recruitment team collaboration, but how to effectively actually involve the hiring managers into the process of hiring. Automation is the other pillar. We strive to automate recruitment processes as much as possible in order to make the recruiter's life a little bit easier and to give them more time for what is really important, and that is the communication with the candidates. And finally, it's recruitment analytics and data. We have a very strong reporting and analytics function in our platform. So we give our customers a better understanding of how their recruitment funnel looks like and whether they are effective in what they are doing or not. So that's it basically from my side. Now let's look at the agenda. We are pretty much done with the opening. So in a couple seconds, I will hand over to Matthias, who will talk about what is actually the referral platform from the technology point of view, and why is that important for you as an organization. And then Jana will share the Deloitte experience and how successful they were in the implementation and with their program. At the end, so please, if you have any questions during the presentation, please hold them for the end. Write them down into the chat, and there will be definitely a Q&A session at the end. So, Matthias, I guess I hand over to you. So if you can share the screen, please.
Thank you, Zdenek. Thank you for the opening words, and also a warm welcome from my side. My name is Matthias. Also, hi, Jana. Nice to meet you again here in these circumstances. I'm happy to share in a minute, Zdenek, my screen. Just from our side, a short introduction. We run FirstBird for 8 years. We're based in Vienna. We have 50 employees, and happy to share today a little bit I think the technological part, how it looks like for the employee, and also before I start to show the technology, is a little bit the story why we do what we do, and why you could also think of what might be a potential benefit, what Jana is going to share in detail later on, a little bit on their use case of Deloitte in Czech Republic. So when we started FirstBird, I think 8 years ago, the reason why we started the company was because my co-founder Arnim was looking for a senior M&A lawyer in his company, and he was using an employee referral program, and they paid 2,000 euros to find a new lawyer. And they didn't find one, and through the network, so they had to hire a senior executive agency to hire that guy, and they paid 30,000 euros for that. And what happened actually afterwards was that a couple of the employees of the law firm came to Arnim then later and said, "Hey, Arnim, why didn't you ask us? We had known that candidate, and you could have saved 28,000 euros, because if you have to ask us." And Arnim said, "Yeah, but you have that employee referral program with that great bonus. Why didn't you just hand that referral in?" And they said, "Oh, I didn't think about it. I didn't know that the job was there. I didn't know how to do that." So then the thinking process was, how can we digitize a lot of administrative pain points, but also the biggest pain point, what we always see in employee referral programs, especially when they are kind of manually driven by recruiting teams, is user engagement drops when you kick the process off. So this is oftentimes the main thing, and what you see in a second, Zdenek, when I share my screen, is to how technology can support user engagement. And we do that through a mobile app, we do that through different incentive system, not only for success, but also for activity. And we do it through automated communication, so that the employee is always aware where the referral is. So that's it for the beginning, and I am going to share my screen right now. So I'm just checking that I'm going to have the right window, and Zdenek, you just need to check briefly if you see Michael Huber here.
Yes, yes.
Very good, thank you. So I'm going to show you the tool, which is based on the desktop version, but also on the mobile app, how it works for the employee. And Jana is also more or less telling the story then around. So when you launch FirstBird, we primarily first launch a communication within the company, so that the employees are aware that there is a new tool, and it's getting connected to the ATS, or for example, in our case, DataCrude. And so the recruiter can stay in DataCrude, can manage the system and publish jobs and manage the referred candidates. For the employee, you see here all the open jobs which are relevant. So there are more job openings wherever he can search for, and you can see that the user, the employee, the talent scout, is able to share jobs in 2 clicks on all the social networks, on communication apps. We show that how that works, or you can directly refer a candidate for an open position. Again, it's important that through the whole process, this GDPR compliance is more or less aligned with. So this is also a quite kind of a tricky thing, that before we refer a candidate, the candidate has always to opt in before it's then transmitted to the ATS or to DataCrude, for example. And with the help of FirstBird, for example, Deloitte not only refers candidate, but also gets the brand out in the social media network. So I can choose, for example, LinkedIn. I did that previously just to shorten the time. And you can post a job with your employer brand, with a picture, with a kind of a text header, and the employee is able to share and spread jobs throughout the network. We know that this is a kind of really an enabler, that companies are tapping into networks of their employees, what they are not really able to achieve. And if a candidate then clicks on it, then he immediately can see the job ad and can start more or less the referral application process. By filling in first, last name, email address, and start the application. On the second page, that would be then just CV upload what you can make configurable or not. So this is a kind of the thing where you can distribute it to social networks. I'm also then trying to get it up and running on the mobile app. I'm going just to sync my phone, that you see the experience from the iPhone perspective. So this FirstBird to Go is available on iOS as well as on Android. So I'm just checking if the connection is working out. So let's just open and get it done. In the meantime, maybe when I'm opening the app on the version, you always see that the candidate is not only receiving a bonus in the end, but you can earn activity points there. So what we see is not in the end the classical bring your friends bonus, but you can also incentivize and motivate your network by the small little steps which happen before the real hire is done. So what the employees are able to do is they can earn points, and in the end, what they can additionally do, if an organization, for example, enables also a kind of a cafeteria system, which is called the reward shop, you can choose. We just have one exemplary bonus or incentive here. You can buy with your FirstBird coins, which you have more or less earned through sharing jobs, through generating candidates. You can earn, for example, and redeem then exactly in the reward shop, which means that the user engagement with the core problem is engaged as well. We know that companies who turned on the reward shop have a 40% higher user engagement. So you see more activities happening in the referral network. And that's, I think, the main pillar. Additionally, you can drive gamification efforts through the leaderboard, and you can more or less handle that everything in one stop shop. The last point before I hand over to you, Jana, to more or less tell the story. It's important for you also to see what the employee is then informed about. So whenever you see there is a new referral accepted, the employee is able to give a feedback to the recruiter. So he gets an email or an app notification, and he can always say, hey, I know that candidate. I don't know it because it was just an application through the LinkedIn share. Please have a look, or I don't want to refer. So that's kind of the airbag. So in case of a positive, so we know it's from, let's say, university, and he is a really, really great fit. Again, all this feedback would be visible again in the ATS, and you see immediately through adding feedback, you receive more points on your more or less FirstBird coin card. And the Talent Scout stays automatically updated through the whole process, from pending, progress, closed, or hired, throughout the process. And this is always synced with the ATS. So there's no need to manually communicate anything. And in the end, if there is a referral, you always also see the completed reward. So it's also very transparent from a technology perspective or process perspective, which rewards have been approved or maybe which haven't approved. So that's something which is also very transparent for the Talent Scout in the end. Very good. That's a technology really quick look into the tool. I stop right now my screen sharing. Any case, if there are questions, please put them in the chat. Happy to chat with you. And the ball is over to you, Jana, for your part. Thanks.
Thank you. Can you hear me properly?
Yes, but before I give you before we hand over to you, Jana, let me do a quick poll.
Okay.
You know, whether you use any kind of referral program or not. Just if you can vote quickly. Okay, we wait a couple more seconds, so please, if you can see the poll, and we're going to share the results in. Okay, I'm gonna end. I can see it's still going up. Okay, so it seems that we are finished, so I'm gonna end voting and share the results. So this is how it looks. So 32% are currently actually using some system, 3% no, and 18% are considering one. So I think now when we hand over to Jana to share the real experience, it's I believe it will be very interesting for you as well. So thank you for the poll, Jana. I hand over to you. So if you can share the screen, we hear you well, I believe.
Sure, perfect. Thanks for introductions, Zdeněk. And maybe for the beginning, I would like to apologize to everyone that we need to postpone this this webinar because I was stuck on the airport. We had delay for 5 hours, maybe more, something between 5 to 6, and I never expected it to happen on direct flight only for 3 hours. So really sorry for that. I really apologize that. It happened, and admire you were able to manage your calendars to be here together with us, and hope we will spend a few more nice time together. And so now I can share my screen and presentation which I prepared. Can you see my presentation right now?
Yes, we can.
Perfect. So I prepared a few slides about our journey with FirstBird, how we decided to implement some referral program, how was our implementation strategy, internal communication regarding a new referral program, and some our results or measurements right now. And then, of course, we will have a lot of time to discuss all necessary things or questions from your side. So for the beginning, I prepared a nice journey because I think it's really a kind of success story, and I'm really proud we were able to manage everything together with FirstBird. I think it's on both sides really nice way with FirstBird as our cooperation started. I will explain it later. And the second is our implementation in Deloitte, because it's evaluated a lot by our colleagues. And yes, I'm really proud it works everything together. And we have so far really good results. And I'm really excited what the future will bring. I think we need a few more months, half year, maybe year, to be sure how it works. So we will see. So I can start with the whole journey when cooperation between HR and HR Deloitte and FirstBird started. Deloitte in Czech Republic organized a series of startup accelerators for some specific topics, and one of them was HR technology. FirstBird was one of competitors, and he won first place. I think, or I'm not surprised it happened, because when I firstly saw the magic under the software or the main vision, I was really impressed by this idea, because we were used to reward our talent scouts or Deloitte people for referring candidates only for success hiring, and we were able to provide them with referral bonus after the trial period. But with the software, with FirstBird, we can get rewarded all users for all small steps which are connected to a referral process. So I think it's the biggest magic. This is possible because you cannot have impact on a candidate's decision. You can recommend someone who's really good. It's a top candidate. Deloitte would like to hire him. give him a good offer, but the candidate decides to accept another one or to have a reward or something. And it's not so motivating for people, but with FirstBird we can reward Deloitte Talent Scout also or in these cases. So I think it's really nice idea, and Deloitte people which were working on startup accelerators were really impressed by it. At this time, we are discussing some opportunities or what we can do to improve our referral program, because of course we are using referral programs for many years, but we had never any kind of software or some automated solution for it. So it was good timing, I would say. Immediately after this accelerator, Deloitte in Austria and Belgium decided to implement FirstBird. I think it was really quick implementation, and they started to use FirstBird immediately. And it was the time when we had a green line to implement FirstBird in Czech Republic. Also, we were discussing with other CE Central Europe Deloitte offices that they would like to also implement some solution for referral programs. So we started the discussion with them, explain the FirstBird, say them we already chosen some kind of vendor, and started negotiation with them about the contract and also communication with the FirstBird. In September 2020, we go live with application. It was maybe it seems it's a long journey, 2 or 3 years, but it's not that case. We need to postpone start due to a pandemic. We were ready to go live 1st March last year, and it was directly a few days after pandemic came. We had a really big plan to go live with this application, to make some following activities to Startup Accelerator. We wanted to make a big event for HR community, to invite Matthias and his colleagues to Prague for a big event, and also do some special events for our alumni colleagues, because also they are or they can use our referral program to refer candidates. So we had a lot of offline plans, but due to pandemic, everything was changed. Also in the first few days, people were, yes, there were a lot of changes in our company, so we decided to postpone it for 6 months. How does it work right now? I think I can quickly go to this slide, because Matthias already presented the FirstBird testing environment. So this is the first invitation. If you would like to send someone invitation to a FirstBird environment, it's possible. We are easy registration. In Deloitte, we are using multi-factor authentication, so it means we are using single sign-on, because we are on Microsoft Office. So the registration is even easier than putting email. Yes, it's really simple, fast. You can do it from anywhere. It's true that also you can download application, so it's even easier. It's possible to share positions everywhere on social media, through email, everything. All activities are rewarded, as I said. And also each user can see information about the necessary details, as the reach of shared links on social media, number of recommended candidates, evaluation of candidates from HR side, candidates' progress in hiring procedure, and the final result of hiring process, if the candidate has been hired or not, if yes, how big amount I can receive, and everything under one software. And it's quite new for us, because before FirstBird came, we haven't got any software or automation for it. Everything was covered only in ATS by recruiter, and there wasn't been any process or unified communication between recruiters and talent scouts. And talent scouts are usually impatient. They need to know everything about hiring process immediately, from my experience. So it's really helpful also for these purposes. You can see basic dashboard. This is from HR admin perspective. Matthias shared with you talent scout view. But if you have recruiter or admin rights in a FirstBird, there's of course more options what you can do or see. And this is dashboard for the whole company. I can share with you this in our live environment, so you can see it again. Yes, easily to connect from mobile, from application, and also if you would like to connect from mobile phone, from browser, it's responsive. So I think it's really user-friendly. What we did to fix it, as I said, we wanted to go live with the FirstBird during pandemic, and we decided to postpone the go live date. So it means we needed to focus on online communication much more. It was luck that at the beginning of pandemic, our clients and markets team decided to build a new live stream and virtual studio. And of course, we can use it also for internal purposes. So we organized a live stream with Matthias Wolf, with our HR director, some business people, and our HR CE leader to explain FirstBird, why we implement this solution, what's changing in our referral policy and everything. It was really nice. I think it's one of the most visited live streams ever. So for me also, this is a kind of success. If someone is interested, just drop me a message. I can share with you the link. It's hidden here in the presentation, and you can visit it. It's our internal material, so a lot of information wouldn't be useful for you. But of course, you can just go with the parts which are important for you. So it was the biggest action in internal communication, I would say. But also we used standard communication channels as internal screens. We are using internal screens in all offices in Czech Republic. So it's for us really easy and works really good. We sent email communication about it, but people are crowded by internal communication. So we did it, but not with a high impact. Also, we have a newsletter called The Fresh, it's fresh, with all hot topics, hot news. So there was a big conversion from it. We used our internet. At all necessary information was changing in policies, how to get into FirstBird, some quick intro for newcomers, and everything on one place. So we have one internet page focused only for a referral program. And also we prepared screensavers, which we put to all screens, all Deloitte employees for I think 1 or 2 months. So everyone registered yellow bird somewhere and know what does it mean and what they can do. On the next slide, I can share with you a short video which we used for this purpose. When we started with the FirstBird, we were live without reward shop, because firstly we need to find how it works, how the user journey in a FirstBird, and how to prepare set rewards in a FirstBird. So first 3 months was without reward shop. So we prepared another activities for our employees. It means that the first 300 registered users received vouchers to our D Cafe. It's a coffee shop in our offices. It was really positively evaluated gift. So it is the reason why we put also these vouchers into a reward shop. And our colleagues outside Prague received coffee in their mailboxes. It was also really a good present, Café do Schránky. If you know it, you have really good experience with it. So of course I can share with you this information. And we organized a lottery 3 times at the end of September, October, and November. And the main prize was 10,000 Czech crowns paid as the extraordinary bonus. So it was really motivating for our colleagues. And Steven is really lucky, I would say. On the next slide, I will share with you the video, which was used as a screensaver and somewhere on an internal screen. It should be, or you should hear sound. I hope it will work. That's the end. here we have information about rewards. It's divided into two sections. First is reward shop, as I mentioned before, and Matthias showed you something. We decided to split gifts into three parts. The biggest is Deloitte promotional items. It's branded gifts, let's say. It was really good for our employees because this is only a place where they can buy something. We haven't got any e-shop with Deloitte branded materials or something. So they really appreciate there's a possibility to get somewhere Deloitte branded gifts. So that's really, really nice. Also, we had vouchers to Deloitte Cafe, as I said before, and really nice gift, in my opinion, possibility to exchange first birth points for benefit plus points. It's a cafeteria system in Czech Republic, and people are used to use it. So it's a good way how to make more money there, I would say. And we keep the same amount for successful hiring as a financial reward, which appears only in case that candidate was hired and is after his probation period still with Deloitte. So this is to separate the rewards which users can receive. Yeah, there's only demonstrative view for reward shop. Now I will stop sharing my presentation, but I will jump into our live environment. Unfortunately, it's not possible to share with you the whole application because this is live environment, as I said, and due to data privacy of our candidates and people, it's not possible to share everything. But I think that the most important things you saw in Matthias' demo and testing environment. So here I will show you everything what you can see there as the HR admin or from HR perspective. On the first here on the first place, there's my personal dashboard. Each talent scout can see this, my name, how many coins I received, or not I received, but I can use right now. If I spend something, it's not appear here. My level, how many points I need to receive to next level. Jobs to share is recommended jobs directly for me because I said that I'm interested in jobs in Prague, in all businesses in Deloitte, so I can see here the newest recommended jobs. Also here I have my statistics. If I share some link somewhere, I see number of view, reach, referrals, how many applications I have. One candidate was rated as a top candidate and one was a hype. So basically that's it, and every user can see here everything. The second part are jobs. Talent Scout can see, of course, only active jobs, but I have here more options. We have almost 150 positions, so I think it's a lot. Because of this, I really admire we have possibility to filter here by contact person. Usually it's recruiters here by department. We have really a lot departments and or department teams in Deloitte, and it can be a mess or doesn't make a sense for external people how it's connected together because sometimes it doesn't make a sense. So we decided to divide Deloitte only into 6 businesses or 7, and this is duplicating our career page to be easy for external people and for candidates. So here it's possible to filter by it or by location, or of course there works full text search. Here I can see how many views has each position, so it's really useful to see that some position is shared a lot or something wasn't being shared, so there's a chance if I will do it, I can receive a lot of views or recommendations and so on. If you want to see how it looks, there's basically our logo. We can brand it as we wish. For example, for legal department, we are using right now our new campaign for a future of legal, and everything can be easily branded here. If I decide to share position, I can do it via my social networks easily. If I'm already logged into LinkedIn, I just open it as a personal message and can share it. As you can see in a while. Yes, it's here our branded picture position. I can just write message and post. It's really easy. And if I copy link or someone is opening my link, FirstBird knows that I'm the person who provides this link with, and knows that all coins should appear under my account. So it can happen that someone with whom I have no personal experience, they apply for it. That's a decision on each company if in that case would like to pay a referral bonus or not. We have non-eligibility part in our referral policy also for these purposes. If someone with whom I have no personal experience, Deloitte cannot, or there's possibility to don't provide me with the referral bonus, but I can collect all the coins for success hiring in a reward shop. So I think this is about jobs. Referrals, all referrals for all positions on one place. There's possibility to see which talent scout recommend candidate, his evaluation, everything. Rewards, again, on the same place, how many rewards or how many colleagues are waiting for financial rewards, how many orders we have in reward shop and everything. But I cannot share with you due to data privacy, as I said. The last part here is the statistics for the whole company. I can again filter by department, location, customer time period, whatever I need. Here's visible sharing via network, so you can measure if Facebook works better or LinkedIn or what's happening there. Also, there's a number of referrals and applications, but I don't use it for our statistics. We are used to make all statistics and analytics in ATS because there's everything on one place. And of course, we don't measure only a referral program, but efficiency of another sources and another HR measurements like a time to hire or numbers of interviews or everything. And here also, can someone be confused with the number? This is not a number of referred candidates, but of positions for which someone was recommended. It means we have one record in Czech Republic, one candidate was recommended via FirstBird to 12 positions. So in our ATS, it's only one candidate who was provided by referral program, but here it will be number 12. So it can be confused a little bit if you see it for the first time. And also we can see relevancy of candidates that top candidates was 30 and 30 highs. Maybe I would guess this is the equivalent number because the operative candidate was high, but I'm not sure. Also, there's visible that referred candidates are really relevant and Deloitte fit, let's say, because 67% of them was marked with the 3 stars, which is the highest possible evaluation. So I think it's really a relevant source for us. Yes, and then we can move. Here I can see as a talent scout my referrals. There are also live candidates, so I cannot share it, but Matthias also already shared with you. Here I can see my rewards. Here I tested recommending to one of my colleagues how it works. And I can see that the candidate was hired for a general mobility manager, and I should receive amount 25,000 Czech crowns, and it should appear at the beginning of September because candidate has a trial period, 3 months was already hired, but trial period will end at the end of August. Here we have our reward shop, easily to jump into reward policy, which is also on our internet pages, but it's easier for users. We have Deloitte branded gift vouchers to the cafe. Yes, and benefit plus coins. Few days ago, just for information, it's also nice story. Our Hungarian colleagues went live with reward shop, and they put some kind of first bird house for free, but in a fourth level. So it means that everyone who is active and jump into 4th level can receive a free gift. So I think it's really nice experience of gamification, which is possible in a first bird and in the reward shop here, because it's really nice and motivating for newcomers into first bird. And there I can see levels and activity of all Deloitte Talent Scouts, but again, it's not possible to share it with you. So it's the live demo. I think I never missed something, I hope. So I can jump back into presentation. Yes, we have some measurements and indicators which we are using. In Deloitte Czech Republic, we have more than 1,200 employees, and already more than 60%, 724, are involved in the referral program, has a first bird account and made some activity there. And also we were able to involve 41 alumni people. This is a part where we would like to continue working with our alumni community, because also they know Deloitte really good. They can estimate Deloitte suitable candidates and so on. So we would like to work on it also. From the time period 1st September, when we go live, till yesterday, we received more than 5,000 candidates from all sources, and the 115 was recommended to references. It means it's more than 6% of candidates, but it's not so big number, but percentage referred candidates of the overall number of hard candidates is 18%, and I think that's the next indicator that referral candidates are really quality and relevant for Deloitte and for hiring, because it's a huge difference in this number, and referred candidates are really successful in selection processes. There's a number I count with that we hired during this time period 332 candidates, and 60 of them was hired based on referrals. And what's also important that or interesting, that we have more than 11,000 views on social media networks just via our people, and thanks to referral program. So I think it's a really good number, and personal recommendation really works. Yes, and there's some summary of our plans into future. Now we have first bird, or we are using first bird for more than 10 months. I think it's still not so long time of period to finalize our evaluation, because if someone recommends candidate, usually a selection process takes a month for senior position, maybe more, and usually candidates have some another job, another responsibilities, and it's not possible to start with Deloitte immediately. So it takes, or it can take 6 months or some time period like that. So I think the bigger results or bigger evaluation we can make in a half year or few months in the future. What we learned that it really works for junior colleagues. For example, we have in Deloitte some interns which are on unpaid internship because of their university experience or something, and they wouldn't be eligible to receive some referral bonus in our all referral policy. But with FirstBird, we can provide them with all coins. They can get coins for their activity and everything, and they can use reward shop then. And it's really motivating for them because a few months ago, they never realized they can be a part of referral program or receive some gift for this activity. So it works really good. And also that they are able to share some specific position into students group, because usually students don't want to add some HR people or recruiters or some external people into their students group, because it's kind of spam for them to receive every day some recommendation for an opening position or for something. But if it's provided by their friends or next student, it has a better impact. So that's really good for us. And also, I need to say that really helpful for HR and legal department is that under FirstBird we have all legal stuff on one place: GDPR, compliance, consent, personal data notices, and everything. And it's really helpful. Yes, and that's the end of my presentation. So maybe I can stop sharing and we can discuss your questions.
So thank you very much, Jana. It was very interesting. So now it's time for questions. Please write them down into the chat. I can see there are some questions already. The first one was already answered, but I will repeat the question. Was to Matthias, how you find ATS that was not have you find an ATS that was not compliant with your system? So Matthias, can you maybe share your answer?
Yeah, so I also put them in the chat. So generally, we if there is an open integration or open API from the applicant tracking system, any outside party, for example, as FirstBird, can connect to an ATS. It depends primarily on the ATS. So yes, and we have 40 integrations, and just if there is a need for that, then just ping me one-on-one as well.
Okay, the other question was related also probably was the question to Matthias. What about the local specifics in terms of the companies, let's say, big enough, it may have an offices in number of countries. How do you apply the local specifics to your platform?
Yeah, I think there are two answers to that one question. One is more or less from the integration perspective, I believe, which is, for example, if you run, I don't know, Avature globally and you just want to use it in 3 countries, then it depends a little bit on the configuration of the ATS system. Generally, it can be possible, but it needs to be evaluated depending on the regulation defined by the ADCO. And the second question goes more into if, for example, Deloitte Czech has different rewards as Deloitte Slovakia, Hungary, or Poland. How do you solve for that one if you have different regions or countries who want to use FirstBird independent of other countries? So that's something where you can have a single account strategy or a multi-account strategy that can give you more or less configuration opportunities of all the legal but also reward policy side that you can configure it accordingly.
Okay, there is another question from Alena to Jana. Jana, can you share some basic rules regarding the referral program at Deloitte, meaning how you decide about the reward? Is it the same for every position or not? How to start with this?
Yes, maybe I would say at the beginning that I can speak only for Deloitte in Czech Republic. I was responsible for implementation of a FirstBird into 4 countries, but I made only a referral policy for Czech Republic, and yeah, so I can speak only here. And we decided we would like to unify the referral program as much as possible. It means that we have referral policy based on our 6 basic grades. It means junior staff, senior staff, manager, senior manager, director, and partner. But it's not common to it's not usual to hire partner via referral program. So 6 basic groups, and for these groups across Deloitte in Czech Republic, we have same financial amount as a financial reward after successful hiring. Doesn't matter if candidate is hired into tax department or into audit department, because our vision here is that the most expensive is contact the candidate and personal recommendation, and that our talent scout cannot decide if this candidate is suitable for consulting or for tax department. So it's only based on the level for or in which a candidate is in Deloitte, but it's the same across. But I know that some countries which are using the first bird also has, for example, excluded some departments from referral program. So talent scouts can only get the coins for recommendations, or not even sometimes coins, and they have completely different referral policy. But I think our approach is from user experience and for motivation our colleagues better. And maybe regarding collecting coins, it's already hard coded in first bird, so there's no chance to change it. But I think it's not necessary because it's fairly set. And what you can do is to set amount for 1 coin. It's not provided by first bird, but it's under company decision. But it's also same for all. Not sure if it was clear or I forgot for something, but hope yes.
I believe it was. There's another question from Peter. How many people actively use your referral program at the moment? I think it was also mentioned in the presentation, but can you share the number again?
I think there's a difference between users of FirstBird and active users. We see it a lot in our statistics. We have more than 700 users in Deloitte in Czech Republic, but I think the most active are only the first 120, something like that. And what we are discussing right now is how to support more referral program and how to activate already registered people which don't use FirstBird. Because sometimes I heard that from my colleague that I don't know whom I would recommend, so I don't use it. But the purpose of FirstBird is let's say only share a position on social networks, and can work also. So yes, we are working on it and preparing some communication strategy or refreshing FirstBird. I think now we will connect it into our new branded materials, which we post into a workshop, because as you saw there, I think there's 15 branded materials, something like that, and usually it's a cheap one. So it means that if there's someone really active, probably he or she bought everything what he wants. So we need to update the workshop, I would say.
Okay, so in terms of active users, you reach something around over 20% of the FirstBird users which are actively involved every month, which I think it's a good number. Are there any super users who actively refer people as well? Do you have any super users who maybe spread the knowledge about the FirstBird platform internally or not?
It's not covered officially. We are discussing with people which are on the first places in our leaderboard. And we brainstorm about the approach to it, because it seems we have in each, from our big businesses, in each business we have one super user. So make some, let's say, FirstBird ambassador program, or make them with some special training and provide it with special rewards or something like that. but we don't implement it so far.
Okay.
But there are really active users.
Do you anyhow work with people who don't actively refer candidates? Do you have any strategy for that? How to involve those people?
We don't have. I would say it still should stay as a volunteer activity. So only positive motivation with gifts which we provide reward shop, I would say. Or okay. We have maybe some nice internal communication where we are explaining the main purpose of a referral program. It's not a financial amount or a gift. It's only a nice ending of referral process. But to have possibility to help friends or family members or something, and to have impact on the team, because usually our people or work for external clients means that you are spending a lot of time on hotels or together, and it's necessary to have some kind of business chemistry, let's say, or something to be or to feel comfortable in the team. So maybe this is also motivating for someone.
Okay, there is another question from Olga about the alumni. You shared the number of 41 alumni involved. Do they still have the access to your cafeteria system, or can you share the information?
Yes, I can. For alumni people, we have a little different policy because we didn't find any, let's say, legal approach how to provide external people with gifts or stuff from reward shop. So alumni people can be rewarded only with the financial amount for success hiring. It can be confused a little bit for them that they can coins or get the coins in application and they still see a reward shop. We opened it already discussion with First Bird if in future would be some possibility to split talent scout through us for internal one as the Deloitte talent scout, which can use a reward shop, and for external ones which will be this part hide it. But it's not done yet. We will see how it will be in future. Maybe Matthias can comment on it. But it was one of our points we discussed together.
Okay, there is a question, probably a difficult one for Matthias. Is it possible to share some general cost for both implementation service service providing on a yearly basis? Matthias,
just one. If anyone is interested, I think the business model is quite simple. What we need to provide an answer with is just the number of employees, and this is the license fee is based on a yearly basis, as you wrote, David, and the cost for the implementation, depending on the ATS, we include that in the license fee. So there, if there is no new ATS we integrate, it should be covered by that one. So if anyone is interested, just send me the employee number and we can come back with the cost.
Maybe I have a question, Matthias. What kind of companies typically actually benefit from First Bid platform the most? Like me, also this is relating to the size of the company, maybe.
Yeah, I think the number where the investment into a digital tool starts is somewhere around 500 to 1,000 employees. So this is a range where I think it makes sense to think about investment. We serve other customers as well. For example, scale up to start, like for example Rochlik, which is a strong VC backed up startup from Czech Republic. We are very proud of having as a customer because they are running also Gurkel in Austria. But anyway, so 500 to 1,000 up. Our biggest clients is SAP themselves with 100,000 employees. So there is, I think, a certain need for a size of a network of brand ambassadors of employees that the use of the First Bird tool is leveraged. Yeah, that would be the answer here, Zenek.
Okay, thank you. There is a question from Andre. When talking about integration with ATS, which information will get to your ATS system? If there are only information about new candidates coming from the referral program, or is there also some information who recommended the candidate? Do you want to answer that question, Matthias, in general, or should I answer?
Yeah, I can give one sentence. So and you can also, Zenek, from your side, you can share as well. Is there are more information. So generally, we forward the candidate name, candidate attachments, as well as the name of the referrer, as well as the reason why the referral was given.
Yeah, I can confirm that. It's actually it contains the we have the full integration, so we send all the necessary information, or we receive all the necessary information with the applications into the ATS, and then the recruiter goes through the standard process of recruitment. Anytime there is some result, it's shared also back to the referral program, including the rating of the candidates. So then the talent scout has all the information which are necessary for him, what's going on with the candidates. So I hope we answered that question. I also have a question to Jana. Jana, you shared the information that currently you reached the number of 18%, which of hired people through referral program. What is your target with this regard? Let's say in 1 year, where you think you might go?
At the beginning of our implementation, Matthias and Firstbird promised us that the average of increasing number of hired candidates with a referral program, increasing between 15 to 20%. Doesn't matter if you are going from 0 to 20 or from 20 to 30. I think our referral program worked in the past also in a good way. So we were on, I think, average 14, 15% from total hires. And so 18% is not enough for me, and I expect that in next year we can go to 30. So I think it's our target, at least 30%.
That's a nice goal. Matthias, can you share what's like, I don't know, average where it can go based on your experience? What companies may expect, or similar companies to Deloitte, let's say, what they may expect in terms of percentage of hired people through referral program?
Yeah. I think Jana pointed already out, it always depends a little bit from where you start. So I think with a big automotive company with 15,000 employees from Germany, they had 3% referral hires. They went up to, I think, 12 or 15%, and we're super happy with achieving that. Also, a big tech company has right now 12 and would like to achieve to 20. So it's really about putting the goal, I think, reasonable, as we know from working together also with other Deloitte countries as Belgium or Austria. They have, I think, depending on the recruiting need and also on the communication, 30, as Jana pointed out, in this industry segment is super feasible. So that's a good challenge for everyone on in. But there are other companies who are way above, and sometimes they're a little bit lower, but 30 is a good average.
Okay, thank you very much. I think that's it. It's 11:33. So thank you once again, Matthias. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you for sharing the information. Jana, thank you also for sharing the Deloitte experience. I believe it was really interesting for the attendees. Please, if you have any kind of questions, you can still, of course, contact us, all of us three, over the LinkedIn or anyhow else. So thank you once again, and have a nice rest of the day. Thank you.
Thank you, Zenek. Thanks,
you.
Jana. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Ciao.